I okay. Yes. Yes, I can hear you. I don't know what I don't understand what just happened, but let me just ask one question. Where was I in the monologue when I decided where I disappeared? Okay. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, I don't understand what happened there, but you know what? We're back, and if it happens again, I will just have to recycle this. Just like I said yesterday, I had one of the biggest crashes there is on the hard drive, and I have the hard drive on order. It should be in tonight. I'll probably be up all night trying to get that working. But anyhow, let going back to the let me continue with the article where it says the order is an attempt to ensure that the CDC is in compliance with U.S. President Donald Trump's executive order mandating that the U.S. government only recognize two sexes, male and female. The papers will be withdrawn can, so that Trump's appointee can do what Trump appointee is going to do. All right. Continuing with that, we have the order covers both papers under consideration, and this is a dangerous thing. Here's what they say: the order covers both papers under consideration and those accepted but not published. According to Reuters, if a CDC employee worked on a paper with non-governmental scientists but did not initiate, they have been asked to remove their names. Look, I mean, that is the height of ignorance. I mean, if you are working on a scientific paper and you're going to put that paper out there, to remove the government scientist's name from it is pretty much lying to the public, because what you want whenever you have these papers out there is traceability. When I pick up an article, or when I pick up something and I want to validate it and I see who the authors are, I can make a lot of assumptions. I can say, well, if this was written by Robert Reich, then I understand that there's likely this slant within the paper. Or I can also point out that, and Robert Reich, given that he was Labor Secretary, he understands this concept. So I can give that a particular level of authority. uh, when you start doing things like removing the people who were involved because of Donald Trump's wishes, that, folks, is sick. That is sick. And that is Orwellian. Anyway, the new order is separate from a demand 2 days into the administration that government health agencies, included CDC, freeze all communications with public. It follows reports on Friday that CDC web pages and data sets involving HIV, the LGBTQ community, youth health, and other topics were no longer accessible as the agency attempts to comply with the Trump executive order on transgender identity and another on banning government diversity, equity, and inclusions. I want to read you some of the things that can't be on the government website. These are some of the words: gender, transgender, pregnant person, pregnant people, LGBT, transsexual, non-binary, assigned dash non-dash binary, non-binary, assigned male birth, assigned female at birth. I mean, if those phrases are found in articles on the CDC website, they're scrapped. But luckily, it is Orwellian. It really is. Stephen Wolf, Director Emeritus at Senior Advisor at Virginia Commonwealth University Center on said, in response to the purges, Scientists, journalists, and public health advocates have worked to preserve the data set. And with everything on the CDC website as of January 27th, 2024, preserved at acasynapse.net, and downloaded data sets are available on Jessica Valenti's Substack, Abortion Every Day. And let me tell you a little secret of the internet. There's a part of the internet called the Wayback Machine. It's the Internet Archive. Whenever somebody publishes a page, whether you or anybody in the world publishes a page, the Internet Archive, it's another company, I think it's a nonprofit company, Wayback Machine, it keeps a copy of these pages. So let's say I write something on the internet, and let's say 2 days later I change that page. I can still see the old version of that page. I can see the new version of that page. I can see the current version of that page. And you can find that. And let me give you guys, if you get your pencils together, get your pens, get your pads, get your notepad on your Apple machine or your Instagram, on your Android machine or whatever. You can always go to web.archive.org. So whenever you are searching government pages going forward, and let me repeat this, this is very important, folks. Understand that the executive is Donald Trump. He runs our executive branch of government right now, and he has a lot of power to run the executive. Unless Congress passes a law that forbids Trump from doing what he's doing by lying to you on even with government websites, he has the power to do it, the legal power to do it. As such, the only options you have to see all the stuff that was in the past that actually had valid information is whenever you get a web page from the government, go check it out at web.archive.org. Simply take that URL and stick it into web.archive.com. And .org, web.archive.org. And when you put that URL in there, you will get all the versions of that particular government page. So you will be able to see the changes these guys are making on these pages to ill-inform you, to disinform you, and to misinform you. That machines that still exists, and you should have full access to the Wayback Machine at web.archive.org. Okay, so folks, they're going to make the truth more difficult to get, but for those of us listening or looking for the truth, it's still findable, it's still searchable. That is the truth of the past. The truth going forward requires that you continue to listen to us, read what we write. I'm talking about the truth, the real truth tellers, because folks, the master lion, the master deception, the goal is to change your reality so they can control you. And this is not conjecture. This is not hyperbole. It's actively being done, and we're constantly monitoring it. As you know, tariffs are going to be going into effect tomorrow on Tuesday on Canada and Mexico. Let me point out something very important to all of you, because a lot of folks thought, oh, Trump is not going to do it, or Trump is going to back down, etc. I want to tell you what I spoke to Weems of the Journeyman yesterday on Substack. We had a interview, and what I explained to him was, while a lot of people are sitting back believing that Trump and these tariffs are nothing more than a bully effort to do I don't know what, this is a real effort. Let's understand what's going on right now, because this is very important. What's going on right now is very important. Trump has decided that he wanted the reconciliation bill passed quickly. In other words, you want to throw a whole lot of stuff, a humongous tax cuts, and all these other things that he wants to give away to the corporatocracy. And you see Bezos sitting by his side, kissing his butt, and you see Zuckerberg by his side, kissing his butt. All these guys are doing that. Let me tell you what's going on here, folks. Tariffs are paid for by you. In other words, when Donald Trump puts tariffs on different products, the price of those products are going to be raised in two ways. If you're buying American products that mimic those products that you're importing, those products are going to go up in price because the competition has increased in price from Canada, Mexico, or China. The other thing that he wants to do is because it's not it's not China paying into the treasury, it is you. Your eggs are going to go up. Your gasoline is going to go up. Your everything is going to go up. So you are giving Trump more money. All the MAGA folks are giving Trump more money for that government. And that money, because he doesn't have the votes, the 60 votes, to pass a tax cut the way he wants to do it. But what he has is reconciliation. So if he can find money elsewhere, when Congress writes the bill, it can be done via reconciliation because they have found money. And where did they find the money? The tariffs. And who pays the tariffs? You do. MAGA does. And when you pay that tariff from all the poor people and the middle class people that are going to pay that tariff, that tax cut then goes to the wealthy. People will say, but everybody's going to get a tax cut. No, they won't. You may get a nominal tax cut, a very small one, but that tax cut you're going to pay back in inflation called tariffs. People, what Trump does is smoke and mirrors. The idea is to fool you into believing I am on your side. But when you catch them in private, he tells all the rich people that he has dinner with, you guys are going to love me. Why are you guys going to love me? Because I'm giving you your tax cut. And where am I getting the money to pay for it? Because I can't deficit spend for it because it's reconciliation, man. I can't change the methodologies because it's reconciliation. So I'll do it via what again? Tariffs. And who pays the tariffs? You do. Let's go to Lewis. Lewis, line 2. Lewis, you're on line 2. Brother Lewis, come on in. Good morning, sir. Talk to me. Well, you know what's interesting, Lewis? In you trying to mock what we're doing, you actually lied again. I mean, so no, no. But what I'm saying, my dear Lewis, I cannot take you, I cannot take you seriously. You see, the good thing about it is I know what I speak about, right? I am not echoing what other people tell me to echo, which is what you're doing. Because the mere fact that you had the nerve, Lewis, on this program, we speak one at a time. Decide whether you want to do that or not. Okay? All right. One more time, Lewis. When I speak, you are quiet. When you speak, I'll be quiet. Okay? Thank you. Exactly. Now, what you completely did on this program was to use our airwaves to lie. And in the process of doing that, what I think, okay, again, I told him not to interrupt, so let's get rid of Lewis and go to Harry. Come on in, Harry. Harry, how are you doing, my brother? Alan! So we've finally spoken. We're finally speaking. Alan, talk to me. Hmm. Exactly. Let me tell you, there are no deals. Let me just say something. Let me stop you for a second, Harry. There's a caller. I mean, not Harry, Allen. Before you finish, Allen, there's somebody that's constantly calling our 3 o'clock number. Please call. I know that's what's on the screen. I made a mistake. Please go ahead and call 713-526-5738. The number is 713-526-5738, and we will get to you, my friend. The wrong number is on the screen. I apologize for that. The number is 713 Oh, I think what somebody's telling me is that they can't hear me on the internet. I'll get that fixed in a minute. Go ahead. Continue, Alan. Right, right. I got you. There are, yeah, I read you. There are no deals that you're going to get. In fact, Donald Trump told everybody that he was going to be saving I mean, there's a lot that he was going to do that he's simply not going to do, correct? Right, right, exactly. It exactly. I read you, my friend. I read you. But anyhow, thank you very much, Anna. Let's go ahead. I, pre- I appreciate you, my friend. Let's go to Richard Hanna. Come on in, Richard. I'm doing fine, my friend. Talk to me. I told you to wake up in the morning. There's a big event that occurred yesterday that you attended. Why don't you tell me about that as I try to fix this stuff with the folks on the internet not hearing the other side? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. I saw them on the bridge yesterday off of 59, the Southwest Freeway as well. Yeah. Right. Right. Well, look, thank you, Richard. I got to go to some other calls, but I'm running out of time. But go ahead, real quick. Thank you very much, Howard. I mean, calling you Howard. Thank you very much, Richard. I keep doing that reporting, my brother. We'll talk about it later. Thank you. Let's go to brother Robin. Robin, come on in. Oh, Robin, sister Robin, come on in. I can hear you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Thank you so kindly for calling in, Robin. And yes, you will always be a member of the PDR Posse Sister. Thank you so kindly for calling in. And look, what Robin just spoke about, and what Joe mentioned about, you don't feel despair. And look, guys, I can't get the sound on the internet. I honestly don't know what's wrong because we have a new setup that I had to rush and put together at midnight. So I don't know what's going on, so I forgive me. You can hear the sound at kpft.org, kpft.org. You can listen to the sound live there. And if you want to have the video up as well, you can do that. But the sound is live at kpft.org. Sorry about that. I'll try to have everything fixed tomorrow. I couldn't help that crash that occurred. But yes, what our sister just said is action. Don't feel despair, action. And the message that she had for Brian and folks that are simply angry. And what I loved hearing for her is that she wasn't coming out to attack. She was coming out to say, hey, look, anger can be an issue. And that is caused by, again, misinformation, what they're doing to our brothers and sisters that came across the border. The hypocrisy of that, especially given the genesis of this country, is just amazing. But today is supposed to be a day when a whole lot of Latinos stay home to show what it would be like in this country to be without. But I don't know if there's going to be enough folks to do it to really make a difference yet. But America could not possibly live without all these folks that Trump is attempting to send back. Bruce, come on in. Good morning, my brother. Talk to me. Bruce, that was so funny. That was funny. You take care, my brother. I mean, look, if this stuff weren't pathetic, I don't know. I mean, the thing about it is, I sit down and wonder, right? Come on, come on. I wrote the book, How to Talk to Your Right Wing Relative. It's worth it. How to Talk to Your Right Wing Relative Friends and Neighbors. And why I did that? Because I want to engage everybody, right? And there are certain truths that are absolute, and but you can't get it into people absolutely, right? So what you try to do is you try to build trust and try to ask these people to answer questions, and if they decide that they want to answer it honestly, you can get somewhere. And that's what I found. There are two groups of folks that are out there: those who are genuinely ill-informed, that when informed they sit back and say, oh my god, I didn't know that. Was I ill-informed? I've been ill-informed on a whole lot of things during my life. The one thing that I made sure to do is after I learned, I made sure to learn and execute thereafter. Some people seem to be and simply seem to choose not to learn, and that is sad. Let's go to Bard. Come on in, Bard. I am doing fine, sir. Talk to me. Yes, sir. I don't know because even the Bible doesn't know, right? No, I don't. I honestly don't know. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you from a scientific point of view why I don't know, sir. Are you ready for this? You can have XY. You can have XY chromosomes, and that which is a I think it's a female. I don't remember which one. I don't remember the order. But anyway, you can have the chromosome that says you are female and come out with male genitalia. You can have people with two genitalias. I mean, there are a lot. And by the way, genitalia is not the only thing that defines gender, but there are a whole lot of these combinations that, as we decide to learn, not go into the past of what we didn't know, but as we learn more things, we find out. So I don't know. Like, the answer is I am not competent to answer that question. What's your other question? Richard Hanna, no, he's not an immigrant. Richard is an American and he's a honored member of the KPFT family. He's a reporter. Thank you. Well, because they are of Mexican heritage, for the same reason that we wave the flag in Panama, we wave the American flag in Panama. Americans come down to Panama, and even outside of the state of apartheid that they created on the Canal Zone between the between the 1900s and the 2000s, they wave the flags inside and outside of Panama, and we welcome that. We welcome that as long as it's done respectfully and not in a colonial form of being. So I mean, we there's not a problem with Mexicans waving a Mexican flag, Canadians waving a Canadian flag, Spanish doing a Spanish flag. It shows that we are a country of many different identities that came together to form a better union. Anything else? Yeah, I know that's how you would like to think, but unfortunately, Americans are not doing that around the world. So, I mean, what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. I know that you don't go around the world often, but I can tell you that other countries, Americans are very well liked, very well respected, and allowed to show their pride in their heritage. Some people only have American heritage as they know it. Other people like myself have three or four different heritages, and I love and respect them all. America being my latest heritage. Anything else, sir? Well, that no, no, hold on a second. That is what somebody like you, who has little concern for true humanity, would say. But for the rest of us, we don't have this patriotic fallacy that says we must abide by an American flag. After all, look at how we were formed. But again, you don't understand that either. My dear brother, have a great day. Let's go to Brian. Oh, we're doing fine, sir. Talk to me. There's no comparison, but yeah. Okay, here's the deal. Listen, let me tell you. Let me tell you. No, you're done talk. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done talking. Because what you're saying is gibberish. I am no longer going to tolerate the fallacy that we can somehow compare Hegseth's record with Lloyd Austin. I will no longer tolerate that discussion. I'm not, sir. I'm done. I am done. We will no longer make look. I've lived this crap. Okay, where huge accomplishments try to be compared to a lightweight because of prejudice, racist people. I am sorry. We're not going to have that on air. There's no comparison between Lloyd Austin and Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth is a lightweight, inexperienced, womanizing drunk. I am not going to allow a comparison between him and the honored Lloyd Austin. And this is not up for debate. This is just reality. This is just how it is. The reason why so much of this gets into the ethos is that we entertain ridiculous statements of comparative analysis by someone like Brian trying to make a case that's impossible to make. It's impossible to make that comparison between Lloyd Austin and Hegseth. There's no comparison. And the same way, there's no comparison between Donald Trump and any other president that we've had. Yes, he's president. Yes, he was elected based on more than likely prejudice and sexism, prejudice caused by sexism and racism. But that doesn't change the reality that he is definitely not equipped to have the office that he has, and that we all will pay for the mistake that many Americans have made in putting somebody like that into office. Now we got to live with it. Howard, you're on, my brother. Hmm. Yeah. Well, look, guys, look, I'm sorry for the mishaps that we had today. We're working from a very small system, bringing this out. I'll try to have everything working by tomorrow if I'm able to. Otherwise, I'll try to fix whatever it is that I need to fix here. Folks, I love you all. Thank you, callers, all of you. My name is Egberto Willis. This is Politics Done Right. And you guys know how I end this baby. I am what? Out.